Well, how's it going, JDM crew? Now, it's been a while since we've had another Evo, so welcome to the Lancer Evolution. And yes, this is a special edition. It's the Tommi Makinen Edition. And the Tommi Makinen Editions were towards the end of the earlier run of the Evos, before they kind of went international afterwards on the next generation. At least for the US and some other markets. Yeah, in terms of power, it's just a little bit more beefed up on the reliability and stuff, so not so much on the power levels. It's not a huge difference. Suspension is dialed in pretty nice. And the interior, it's just maybe a little bit more premium. It's nothing really too crazy, but it is cool. It is limited edition. And in this particular one, we do have the genuine boost gauge from Mitsubishi. We do have the Mitsubishi audio and Navi deck here. Yeah, we've got about 134,000 kilometers on this, so it's got a good bit of experience. The previous owners had taken really good care of this. We do have the records for it, showing that both previous owners brought this to the Mitsubishi dealer and had everything taken care of for years. So you know that this has been taken care of properly. Yeah, we've got the timing belt, we've got tune-ups, we've got everything over the last 130,000 kilometers. In fact, transfer case was also taken care of around just under 100,000 kilometers. Clutch goes in really smooth. It's, I forget when that was replaced. I have to double check on the documents, but pretty much that's part of a lot of the maintenance that's been taken care of on here, which is awesome. I know I mentioned that this has a Mitsubishi Navi / entertainment center here, but we've got CD, we've got, well, it's got the Navi hard drive system in there, so it's got all the media center stuff, but it's also got mini disc and hands-free, so I got a little microphone up here that's connected to the whole rig. Pretty cool, especially for the age of this. And we do have a Razzo shift knob and shifter boot here, so nice and comfortable. It's a little bit worn, but they do a pretty good job with these. They're still pretty comfortable. Yeah, and for driver comfort, we've got a Momo steering wheel here, and you're hugged in place by Recaro seats, and so those are the front semi-bucket seats here. And yeah, it's actually quite comfortable. The suspension is not too crazy. It's definitely stiffer than a lot of other road cars, but it's not so harsh as like track settings, so still really drivable. And for those of you that have driven an Evo, you know how these things pick up and go real well on the road, so as soon as you hit the boost on this, it's a lot of fun. How's it going, JDM crew? You might notice this front end is a little bit different. It's got some aftermarket headlights, but you might recognize this look. And yes, it's an Evo. Yeah, today we're going to be going over this Tommi Makinen Edition. And yeah, despite a few aftermarket things, there's actually mostly OEM on this, so the headlights are one of the few things that are really made different. Yeah, we do have the OEM Brembos on here. And Rally Art wheels. And that signature rear wing. And we do have the front and rear bumper and side skirts on here. We do have a silencer to kind of keep it down a little bit. And with that OEM horsepower, it's pretty tame, so that's good. But you got that four-wheel drive goodness to really get you going. Yeah, so this two-owner car, they took pretty good care of it. We do have records, so if you have any questions about that, you can direct those to our sales team. But we do have the history on here, and as you can tell by the interior, it's been well taken care of. A little bit of wear on the shift knob, but that's expected because this car has been driven. It's a little over 130,000 kilometers, so still under 100,000 miles. That's like roughly 80,000-ish miles or so. Mitsubishi audio system, so plenty of OEM goodness here. Original carpets and those Recaro seats. And looking from the rear seat, also well taken care of here. Just a little bit of a fade from the years, but that little sporty fabric is still in really good shape. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to be wondering about the engine bay, so we'll just jump into that here in a second. The headliner's looking good too. Momo steering wheel has a little bit of wear, but that's kind of expected for the mileage it's got, but all in all, pretty good. Oh yeah, before I jump into the engine bay, I'll show you guys the trunk. And the springs are still holding up good on this. No weird odors or anything, so the seals seem to be pretty good. Keeping the water out. Pretty decent shape around the spare tire well. And of course we got like the tools and stuff on the side here, so. Good old vented hood. And we do have aftermarket headlights on this. Low beams are HID. OEM front mount. So pretty much in here, the OEM goodness that you would expect. And yeah, so for a lot of the Evos, it's expected that there'd be some rust in these areas, like right there or on the shielding here. So that's a very typical thing, but this one's in pretty decent shape for the most part. OEM strut bar with the firewall support, OEM filter, OEM plumbing and ducting all around for the most part. So we getting that slightly better horsepower with this. As you can see, the suspension is OEM as well, so the ride and everything is pretty decent. Still a little bit stiffer than some of your other econo cars, but not as heavy as an aftermarket set, so pretty good overall. And for those of you wondering about this or any other vehicles, if you're looking for any other Evos as well, we got you covered. info@jdm-expo.com. Drop us an email. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can DM us wherever you want, and we'll be able to get back to you within about 24 hours if you're curious about the process or which ones are able to be imported into your country. Just ask us and we'll be able to look into it for you. I'll let you know your options and hopefully deliver your JDM dreams if you're able to in your area. So some of the Evos are not available, but that would be on the newer side. So generally up to about Evo 5 you're still pretty good. Some Evo 6s. So if you're interested in the Tommi Makinen, get a piece of rally history, let us know. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep the JDM dreams alive.